Good day everybody, Strangers103 here today with yet another replay cast. We're looking at a game played by Melanie in a Shima. She came along and asked me to analyze this replay as I was streaming doing the KTS recast. This is a game from patch 0.6.6.u, so it's quite a long time ago. And judging by the plans, this seems like it's an A7 game. And it also seems like my islands are slightly... Oh, never mind, it's not bugged. It's a field of view replay recording issue, so I'm guessing she plays on a much... in a different field of view setting than I do, so it's a bit unusual for me. Regardless, getting on with the game, we're in a Shima. We're using Type 93 Model 3 torpedoes. And it looks like we've got a stock engine boost, but... Hey, anyways, if there are some artifacts or issues with this replays, I'm terribly sorry. It's an old replay, and I had to play it on a different version of the patch. I could not get the exact patch version to work. I had to use a newer one to get this operational. So if anything breaks, there's really not much I can do about it right now. I tried, but I couldn't get the correct client to work. So we're kind of cheesing it, if you want, through running it through some... a different client version. It's the next patch and I'm running it through. Anyways, we're heading towards Charlie. We're not... No, we are running a full torpedo spec, I believe, as before legendaries and all for the Shima. We are running RPF, which is a very good thing to have for a Shima, especially if you're going to run F3 legendary Shima. Nowadays, you absolutely have to have RPF, because those torpedo tubes have such a long traversing speed that you're just going to get screwed if you don't have it. It's not a nice experience. So, yeah. Otherwise, for the spec, well, we'll really just have to see. Also, this was before the concealment buff for the Shimakaze, so we've got the 5.9 kilometer concealment, which means we've got the same concealment as, well, we've got 100 meters worse than a Fletcher, 100 meters worse than the Z46 that is, and 200 meters worse than the Z52. Which are two ships that are pretty awkward to deal with overall. They have a hydro, it's difficult to torp them, it's difficult to torp anything behind them. And of course, if a Z, and if we're going face first into a Z, and he decides, oh, nope, let me just smoke in your face, then you're screwed. It's like, you're just going to bleed a lot of health. Shima, at least, it's a very narrow ship. Your 19 millimeters of armor, meaning that the Z's AP do not actually auto-armor against you, so... well, they don't actually fuse against you unless you're angling, and then if you're angling, there's the time where he has proper AP shots against you is much more limited. So there's always that. Anyways, two salvos of torps towards Charlie. They're not they're Type 93 Model 3, so they do have a decent amount of speed, but if the target down there is pushing through, then we're going to find it slightly awkward. That's a survivability expert Iowa in the distance, so well, we can try to drop some torpedoes in the gap over here. We never know, might get lucky. But what we're seeing right now is that both Zeds and the Shima are on the other side of the map. Of course, we don't really want to take on a Fletcher in a direct gunfight. That could be quite painful for us and reduce our HP down quite a bit that we don't really want to. But what we do know is that the other side of the map seems to contain a radar cruiser, the Moskva, Edinburgh, which could be radar, and, well... really everything that could potentially spot us, because the both of the Zeds are over there, and that's all the awkward ships gone. So, ooh, and it's also Kerfus coming through Charlie. Very aggressive play. Of course, we would have no means of knowing he was there until he comes, and yeah, that's the rest of the team. So I personally would definitely consider going back to deal with that, or, well, I mean, to definitely get rid of the Montana first. But unfortunately, I don't think any of our torpedoes found their mark over there. So right now we're having a little bit of a staggered reload, but we know where all the destroyers most likely are. They committed to Charlie very, very early, so I definitely think that trying to close on a perfect drop against this Montana could be a very, very good thing for our team. Unfortunately, we're down one of the sets that are going to take 50 seconds to reload, but the others are coming up very, very soon. In fact, the time it'll take us to get to a perfect launching position against this Montana. Let me try and get the... the game doesn't want to give me the markers. Anyways, pre-turning the torpedo tubes here as we're turning our ship. Good choice overall, though make the turn a little bit late in that sense, but we're making sure that we don't actually get too close to this Montana, who currently doesn't seem to have much of an inclination to actually, dodge our torpedoes, because he doesn't know that we're currently torping at him. So that's two sets of torpedoes away. The next one's going to take 17 seconds. But you know, if he had all three and the guy doesn't evade them, then that's a dead Montana. Well, since there's nothing else going to be going on, let's see if we're going to have any more torpedoes on the way. As you can see, we're actually launching a spread of torpedoes, which means that there is a small chance that we don't actually insta-kill him. We need to keep in mind that, well, this one is under lead, and the second one is slightly ahead, but when he sees the torpedoes, probability says he's going to turn, especially when these arrive. They're not going to be lethal. Even if we were to hit that torpedo, it would not have killed him. We would have needed 2 more torpedo hits. Montanas require 6 to 7 torpedoes for us to upfront kill, but we definitely put a bit of a crimp in that guy's day. And we are pretty far away from the Montana, and this salvo is launched really late, so there's no guarantee we're going to get the kill, but we're getting the flooding, so someone clearly damage control partied. And, well, I guess we're going to have 2 minutes of time to reload the torpedoes, but no real point in sticking around here to wait to see what happens. Chances are that Montana is going to expire to either the flooding or the concentrated fire of, well, it's the Minotaur, I guess. Or no, it doesn't seem like there's more shells going, so that means kill for us and a dev strike, because the flooding from the devastating hit of the torpedoes did the vast majority of the damage. So now, currently, let's see what we're down. We're down a Misery, they're down a Montana, which means that, you know, it's a tier 9 to tier 10, although that's a radar ship. We're down a Rune to a Hindenburg, so that's again better ship, Hindenburg's tier 10. And we're down a Gearing to Z46, at least that's what one of the Hydros got, which is very, very good for us, keep that in mind. And the other Hydro ships on the other side, but without the radar, unless a Minotaur's radar, unless could be a smoke minnow, you never really know. But yeah, it could be nice. Anyways, currently our Kurfürst is very healthy and running away. We cannot see too much map control, and that Kurfürst can definitely take a lot of hits. I think Salty at this point was one of the reformed 07 at this point, or pre-07? I don't remember. It's like a year ago. This game would have been played a year ago, so I'm not that familiar with any clan structures at that point. But if I do remember correctly, that is one of the well, at this point it would have been one of the high-end NA clans. But regardless, we know that the Kurfürst doesn't seem to be coming along too much, but we can't really see this territory on this side of the map. The Fletcher gets spotted, most likely by our Yugumo. And the Grosso Kurfürst heading away is, in my opinion, a very, very bad mistake over here, because we need to hold this to actually give the other side enough time to actually make something happen, and the Yamato takes down the Z52. Of course, the Grosso Kurfürst may have had another idea of going over there, but it's a single Montana, and we've got a friendly Kurfürst and a Yamato over there. Those guys are not pushing through. So, you know, abandoning a tier 10 battleship off this side, well, I mean, it could give us a lot more damage, so I guess in that sense we shouldn't complain, but in the sense of winning the game, that could be quite detrimental to the long-term win probability of this team, especially since we basically aren't down support, and if that Fletcher catches us with 3 battleships waiting to make underage boats disappear, that would be very, very awkward. Regardless, there's no radars over here. We're taking a slightly awkward launch on the Bismarck. The white line might be over there, but we need to keep in mind that currently, let's take the camera out and get it into free cam a little bit. This Bismarck is currently firing on something, and you can see he's turning already. He's firing on something over there. He either wants to cross down there because he sees the team is running, which means we need to wait, or he's gonna, you know, go in there. Again, both involve either a slight turn in this direction, he was going this way, either a slight turn in this way. You can see he's firing on the Yugumo right now, currently caught by the Moskva. So unfortunately, all of those torpedoes miss, kind of what I expected. And we make a small mistake, we get ourselves spotted over here, but it's not the end of the world. None of these guys have main bat in our direction, so it's just a couple of secondary shells we need to evade. But yeah, the Bismarck was either going to head in through there in hopes of chasing the Kurfürst and getting the Des Moines, or he's going to head over here to chase the rest of the team. So we kind of unfortunately reveal ourselves, and chances are the guy stuck his Hydro up now. Perhaps the Yugumo would have incentivized him to activate his hydroacoustic such. We need to be very careful. That guy's getting close, and we're 5-9 concealment. Definitely with the engine boost over here. Good decision, engine boost over there. Just to ensure that we do not get within the 5-9 spotting of the Bismarck, to give him an indication of what's up. And at this point, that guy's basically gonna stay bowing, and he most likely just uses Hydro. So with the Iowa and the Kurfürst heading away, but the Moskva kind of heading our way, Well, currently the Bismarck is taking an engagement from the other side. What we could do is could have done is just head back this direction, because chances are he's going to try to maintain an angle to that and look for an angle towards us. So the more of a crossfire we can maintain here, the better it is. And now that the western side has somewhat expectedly won the match, we can't see them. But, you know, the curve first on our division seems to have pretty much just dawdled away a fair amount of time. We could also, at this point, head a little bit further south in this way and then just stop our ship to make sure that we get the perfect, you know, a slightly better launch, because currently the white line is probably over here. If we slow down a little bit, we'll put the white line, you know, our ship further a little bit here and the white line exactly in the side, forcing him to most likely turn in towards us, meaning that, you know, our team is going to have a better time. Also, when we're launching like this, either the Bismarck is most likely going to try to angle fire on him, and when he's done firing on him, he's going to turn out again. We can see that on his doing right now, which means if I take us into free cam, we can follow these torpedoes. Again, launching a spread of torpedoes. I would honestly not have done that. If we're going to launch a spread of torpedoes, I would personally launch all three at the same time, but unfortunately, we're actually under-leading these torpedoes again. So, that's slightly awkward. We do get a clip and a rudder. Poor Bismarck, historically accurate comrade. But again, saw the torpedoes coming, knows 2 sets are passed, so this is a question of where the 3rd set is. But, well, he's broadsiding our Kerfurst friend. If our Kerfurst division mate maintains engagement, that would be quite good. If we, of course, went behind, we could be torping at the Moskva, a ship that cannot camo radar us. Chances are this Bismarck's going to turn in due to the fact that our division mate is engaging him, which would mean that we'd have to torp somewhere that's under depending on how hard he turns, that's slightly under lead. But he takes his time turning, but we do get ourselves spotted, which means there is a chance that if the Bismarck was paying attention, he'll stop, drop, and hard turn in, which seems to be exactly what he's trying to do. So chances are these torpedoes are going to achieve not much, but we're making a broadside our team, so you know, fair play there. And if I was his Bismarck, I would hard turn away. Right now, that seems to be exactly what he's trying to do, because he made the turn. Unfortunately, he nails our Minotaur, so yeah. That's why if we had been behind, of course, we'd be isolated. There is a chance that we would not have the you know, support in case we get engaged by a Fletcher. But I would think in that case, if we'd launched pretty much just white lined him, we most likely would have had the kill on this Bismarck already. Now, our Kerfurst is currently staring down a bow end fight with the enemy's Kerfurst. Definitely would just go take the ram and get rid of him. Focus fire main battery with the Fletcher, take the ram with the Kerfurst. It's a very good trade for us. We need that trade to go in right now to have a chance to win. Because unfortunately the team just doesn't have the fire. I don't think they have the firepower to kill off the enemy Kerfurst. And we're waiting for this Bismarck to baff around, but he's going to be able to deal some damage to Devil Brigade over there. And the enemy Kerfurst isn't too keen on taking that engagement. We're full HP, so we can absolutely take a rush against that. We just need to make sure that we have one torpedo salvo available for us, and that's going to be dead Kerfurst. So he's definitely going to take some fire from the broadside crews over there. The team over there. And a torpedo salvo earlier to finish off the Bismarck could have been quite nice. But anyways, I think Devil Brigade is definitely going to find himself going down there. Torpedoes from the Fletcher, not really helping the long-term survivability, but he gets a good salvo in, so we just need to close the distance, make sure all 5 torpedoes from a single salvo hit, and we can save the rest of the torps. 1 set on the way, 2 sets on the way. We have 1 more set if needed, but the first set is going to kill the Grosser Kerfurst. He doesn't have the means to evade that, right? No, he evaded enough. But could have just closed the distance and finished that off. That would have worked as well. But we need to be careful. We're skidding out of the Bravo cap. We have enough firepower, so we can just go up there. Fletcher doesn't have torps at the moment. We need to get back in. Looks like we're not typing at the moment because our camera is juggling around. But we need to get into the cap. 929 points. That's quite bad. So, you know, we need to get back into this. And, you know, reading the message that came along with the replay. After we killed the Fletcher, started to turn away from the cap until the points, you know, the point situation was comprehended, and it was quite quickly realized that we needed to get to the cap. Anyways, the Fletcher is up, so now is the time to take a gunfight. Hopefully our team will be able to offer some fire support, and by God, those guns are loud. To get an engine crit, that's way overlaid. He's stopping and dropping to turn out from the battleships, but that means he won't have any torp angles right now. Getting minor island, I would definitely sustain the engagement with him as long as possible. The island still got a little bit of space left to go, so you know, Sure, it's 4.5 kilometers away. That's kind of not the range we want to take an engagement. He doesn't have last stand, so that's overled. But the longer we sustain the engagement, the longer our team gets time to engage, and that's very important for us because we need kills right now. And if he gets away and gets launched a torpedo salvo and kills off some of our guys, that would be very bad. Anyways, so we're turning our main battery to engage the Montana. Definitely a good choice, 3.9 thousand HP. We want to get rid of that as soon as possible. That's underlead, going to fall on a no damage zone. That's also slightly underlead, even with the FOV, I believe. No, it was well led. I guess it's just FOV. I'm not familiar with that at the moment. Now we're turning away from Charlie Cap. I guess we're gonna try to launch some torpedoes on the Iowa, but our Yamato can easily, if he knows how to shoot, we can easily eliminate the Iowa. The Yamato just needs a face rush that and lull pin off the face of the Earth. And we can't have a torpedo salvo over there in case the Yamato's trying to close a distance, so that's slightly awkward. So, yeah. Anyways, the cap's finally going to be ours. The Kurfürst is getting reset, obviously taking a fight with the Moskva, who isn't too keen on trying to radar us. Unfortunately, the Bismarck picks up the Artico, which is very bad for a point situation. We need to get to the Charlie cap. And the Iowa is now turning broadside to the Yamato, so hopefully the Yamato will be able to engage and destroy that. Our Kurfürst, depending on his spec, he can take on the Moskva in a fight, but he may not be able to take on the Bismarck in a fight along with that. With 4 minutes left in the game, we do need to get more kills than just that. Getting rid of the Bismarck would be a good thing to do. And of course we can stall the opponent's points income by simply entering the Charlie cap, which means that if we can enter that early enough, we'll be able to do it so that even if we lose a ship, we will not immediately lose the game. And the important thing here to keep in mind is that losing, destroying enemies, we have a double battleship left because, if we die, it's a huge misplay. If we die here, it should not even be possible. But the important thing is the battleship's 40, which means that as long as we can enter the Charlie cap, we just need to sail in a straight line, no turning whatsoever. Not running speed signal unless the replay is not showing that for us. But as long as we can stop that cap before 960, and at this point it looks like we're going to reach the capture point on time, we will be able to stall their income, and then it's just a matter of killing the last of the two enemies. And we have a base mark of 12,000 with 23,000 damage K torpedoes, so we just need to hit him once. Even on the bow, he shouldn't be saturated that bad, and that should be the end of the game in our favor. Yeah, we're definitely reaching the cap on time, and the Bismarck's coming this way, so that's good for us. With 3 minutes left of the game, we should have the points income to overtake them at this point. Again, we need to make sure that nobody on our team dies. The Grosser Kurfürst isn't looking too healthy, but if we lose that Grosser Kurfürst and we fail to get a kill in return, I don't actually think we're going to win this if he goes down. So that's going to be a slightly awkward situation. And we do have a smoke screen, so, if the Kurfürst is fighting the Bismarck, we can definitely just smoke up and shoot. Currently, because his Bismarck's broadside to the Kurfürst, he's most likely going to turn this way if he's smart about it, so go a little bit more forwards than that, and we could use the island to shot block, but 1 salvo of torpedoes, 2 salvos of torpedoes, 3 salvos of torpedoes completely stops them from away turning. And yeah, unfortunately, the Grosser Kurfürst does go down, but there's a few more shells coming in. But we do not want to get hydroed by this guy at the moment, and that is being shot 9 kilometers. The target is 7 kilometers away. Just remember the Rangers could do. Now we just need to plow it out of the smoke screen and torp the guy down because currently we are losing, and we need to kill this Bismarck. Bismarck gets himself spotted as we decide to shoot into the void. Yamato's plane is spotting him right now, and the Bismarck decided to make the smart play after them eliminating the Kurfürst, and that's to turn away. These shells look like they're aimed too low. You can see that on some of the shells that simply do not find damage, but I believe that's a lasting fire, which means game set and match for us. I think we're getting the points income to win this regardless. Fortunately, the Kurfürst was pretty much doomed. So let's just speed it up and see if the maths are right. We have 100 points to gain in a minute, and we're gaining we're getting 9 every 5 seconds. So that's 20 tick. No, yeah, it's 12 ticks. Top one, yeah. That should be a win for us. We have a few more ticks back. We are definitely winning on points. They have no income, so we're actually going to pull through in this game. and definitely quite the game. Well, Yamato's healthy enough. The Moscow is never going to kill a Bao in Yamato at that range at that time. So we do actually manage to pull through on this match. Let me just pause the replay here before it ends, just so we can. Well, it's not a pause. It's actually 100 times slower, but we'll get some time to talk about it. So yeah, couple of close things. This game, not getting the Bismarck, just looked like a series of rather poorly aimed torpedoes overall. When we're launching spreads with the Shima, in my opinion, dump them all. Just dump all the torpedoes. You'll have a better time of life doing that. The reasons behind this are bigger spread, more chances of clipping something. You'll be doing a damage, and if somebody else is, like the enemy Montana, who seems to have damage control either a fire or perhaps even a broken gun turret, since he seemed to be reasonably healthy, that could have been a very good thing for us, just to blanket him and get more hits. We're not running F3s. F3s back then weren't as good as they are now with a 5.5 kilometer concealment. You might think 400 meters ain't that much, but having that difference does really make quite a bit of a change to the way you can take advantage of F3s. But even back then, I would have played it with F3s. And F3s, perfect launch, dead shit, gone, good game. It's almost impossible. They basically have to completely evade the drop the moment you launch them, even if they don't know you launched them. The moment you launch them, they have to start evading, otherwise there's a good chance of taking a few torpedoes. That's just the beauty of F3s. The 76 knot speed is absolutely amazing for ensuring people take them. Sure, they do 2,000 less damage per torpedo, but the speed makes up for that. You got 15 of them. 15 torpedoes will kill every single ship in the game up front, even unless you dump every single torpedo into someone's bow, in which case every single ship in the game will survive that torpedo launch, pretty much. So yeah. The biggest mistake was not being able to pick up that Bismarck. I mean, dodge and dodge, but a little bit of patience, see what he's doing, since at that point, he's currently far away, he sees your team running, so he's not really going to maintain his course. That's going to be slightly interesting of a decision from his, and most likely he's going to make haste to try to keep up as much as possible, because the targets at that point likely would have been 17 to 18 kilometer range. He'll probably look at it and think, okay, they're getting out of range, I just need to catch up to them as best as I can. So with that, waiting for the Bismarck in the like 8-9 minutes into the game, waiting for him that was over here to just make the turn over there and just full dump all 15 torpedoes at him. One in front, one on the marker, one behind. It's a Bismarck, 69,000 HP, drops to 23k damage. She's got like what 18 or 20 something percent torpedo bolt. He's dead. Goodbye. Game over. Get rid of him. We can go back, capture Charlie, or loiter around. Perhaps not capture Charlie. We still have the Fletcher to deal with, but if we take a proper kite fest for the Fletcher, there's a good chance we're going to win it, because his guns don't have the best dispersion. Sure, he's got a lot of potential DPM, but we've got one more gun barrel than him. Our guns, another thing to keep in mind, our guns are actually not shot blockers, but they reduce the area that can be damaged by an opponent incoming shell. With the Shima, when you're kiting away like this, if you're receiving shells like this, the gun housings are 0 damage zones, the torpedoes are 0 damage zones, and the superstructure will saturate pretty fast. This will saturate pretty fast. You can see it's already saturated. So the damage we're going to receive in a fight, it might start off being very high, but it'll very quickly diminish as we're in a kite fest. We'll not be taking 594 damage hits, we're going to be taking half of that, so 200 and something damage hits instead of the 500 something hits that we're going to be receiving. So do keep that in mind. But yeah, that's really the biggest deal. Leaving the Bravo cap after killing the Fletcher didn't actually negatively affect the outcome of this game. But you can see with 4 seconds left, 950, if we'd been outside of that cap for too long, or if we got reset, or if we stuck around, we didn't get the Charlie ASAP, that could actually have been the end of the game in favor of the opponent's team. So yeah, with that, I do truly hope you guys enjoyed this replay cast. And do subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you want to submit your own replays, send them into replays.stream123@gmail.com. There will be a link in the description down below if you'd like to have your replay analyzed in such a fashion like this. Don't forget to send me the description of the game. Just send me the replay. I have old client down at 0.3.3. Most of them work. But give me a little description of what went on in the game, what you thought, your thought processes, and if there's anything specific you'd like me to have a look at, please do tell me. It'll only help the quality of the analysis. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Take care, have a great day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!